That'll short things up a little bit, at least. I have to wait till everybody wakes up before I can... I can recover the faith that was lost. Oh, yeah, you're gonna be Arachnos, by the way. If I had to lose him, I'm gonna bring him back. Oh, wow, you are like... You are horrible! Oh, God, you're horrible! I know! You don't do anything. Well, Sync doesn't really help because she's generally immune. And, like, not so much a natural together, but naturally, like, I am correct and everything else is false. So technically, as far as Arachnos goes, it's like 2 out of 3. So, you know what? Fine. Get over here. Well, I don't want to ascend them. I'm just going to do the Ocean's Bounty again. The Ocean's Bounty. I'll do Inspires on everybody. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh. You were done talking, sorry. You go sleep. I'm already, right? Okay. So good. Go out on a mission. More meat. And then There you go. Now everybody will both be... Let's just look at their faces when they eat it. Just like, oh, you didn't get to see a lot of them, but like and then it's like, ah! It's just, it's very cute. Oh. Bradley, you're supposed to eat the food and be extra happy. Come on. Okay. Well, in any case, that's back up to full, so now I can finally do the sermon. Use the Ocean's Bounty. I can't do anything else because everybody else is still alive. Okay, watch their faces, Arion. Watch their faces. Oh, I didn't do it. Aw. So maybe it wasn't the right meal, so they didn't do it. That's probably why. It's a little annoying, but okay. Yes, I know exactly. How dare they? I'm trying to show them something and they're not letting me show it. Like, come on, man! Anyway, it's time. More fishing! So, one of the other things I also like to do while I'm here is I just talk about, like, what I've done in my other games, like, off-stream. As well as, like, what potential future plans are going to be. Like I told you, like, the main things I've been playing recently are, Factorio, RimWorld, and Osu. And a little bit of Cultist Simulator. Which I haven't really talked about all that much, because I kind of want to leave the three of you in the dark, and maybe see about one day where all three of us can watch on Steam together. You three can watch on Steam, and I'll just stream it on Twitch, for bot purposes. And what I want to try and do is I want to see how well you guys can do at playing the game. Like, just... You still haven't finished Hell Revealed, so, you know, there's that. You never got around to finishing Hell Revealed, but you we're stuck in, like, the prison episode. We still gotta watch the adventures of Jake Floor, professional resurgence man. And there was a whole bit about, you know, the house being haunted, but I never saw any hints of the woman that was supposed to be haunting the place. I never saw it, but apparently you three did. Or SDM did it. SDM did, I think Arachnos confirmed it. I just never saw a thing. But in any case, like with Cultist Simulator, like, I'd want three of you guys to, like, try your hand at doing all of the, like, you know, selecting the cards to use and whatnot, and see if you guys can beat it. And I'm not going to give you any hints. I'm not going to tell you anything about the game. Part because that's kind of how the game is supposed to be played on its first go around. Oh, whoops! I wasn't looking at that. It's meant to, like, it's like the very beginning is supposed to emulate somebody who, like, stumbles upon the occult and is, like, trying to figure out what the hell it's supposed to be doing. And I'd like to try and emulate that with you guys. At least for the very first run. And then once you guys, you know, lose or even win, like, on the next couple runs, if you guys wanted to, I would be a bit more... Like, if you had questions, I would answer them. And I might give you, like, a little bit more information about things, but I still try to leave it to yourself. Although I would also have the option of being like, um, like, giving full disclosure. Like, if something happens, like, if you get a new card or something, I could tell you everything I know about what to do with it, which I don't really want to do because it's not like the game necessarily gets less fun when you know what you're doing. But as a newcomer, I feel like this is just it's a very different experience as a newcomer who doesn't know anything compared to a newcomer who knows what they're supposed to be doing. I think it would. I don't have personal experience with this, but I just feel like it'd be two entirely different experiences, and I don't feel like the latter one is a better experience. If that makes any sense. Does that make sense, Ariane? Yeah. I mean, I know you would. I think Arachnos wouldn't mind. I would actually want, as I would want to try and get all three of you to watch, though. That includes SDM. But I just don't think that game would be very appealing to him because it does have a good amount of randomness, and I am not entirely sure if it's a tolerable level of randomness for him, Yeah, all I would want for him is generally just try one whole game. All he has to do is one game to whatever completion, whether it's they beat the game or they die or you guys lose one time. That's all I would ask of him. After that, if he doesn't like the amount of randomness the game has, then he doesn't have to watch or play or play along anymore if he doesn't want to. Also, I also want to point out, Iron, you see that cap? That means the loyalty enforcers. So Supervisor goes around to all the cultists and ups their loyalty and like sort of keeps them in check. I just think it's funny how the guy who is all about delusion, uh, delusions of grandeur, whatnot, is all and was trying to enforce a super what's the word for it? Super wise or like Big Brother type kind of thing. Gets the role of being the one who watches over, who's like, is enforcing everyone's loyalty. I just love the irony in that. Unfortunately, there's only one at a time. Else I'd have both Arachnos and Supervisor as that. Acoustic followers. Sure. And give me just a second. Oh, yeah. Did you? Yeah, did you already see this? I did. Let's just watch him as that calling from. It's like, hey, hey. Let's watch him. It's like, hi. This is so cute. I know, right? And they do that like when they walk over to you and they get close enough to you and they have a quest, they'll do that too. It's just so cute! Although, wow, I'm gonna have, I don't know if how much of a good time I'm gonna have in trying to portion this this out. Where we go sleep? Yeah, sure, Kim won't beetroot, that's fine. He's gonna get like 5 just to mess with us. That's what he's gonna do. I'm just going to that. I have like so much goddamn gold. Walk this in. I didn't mean to cut it that short. I'm really not very sure where the lines as far as how I'm gonna cut these VODs is gonna be. I think I mentioned it earlier, I just didn't really say it clearly. But, well, I'll figure that out, I guess. Anyways, let's see. Okay, I mentioned this in the previous stream, but since that got cut up by being on a black screen, I'll just mention it again. In Factorio, I have 3 saves I have going on currently. One is like a vanilla-ish style save that I'm technically at the end game of it, where the end game is basically supposed to construct the rocket silo and build a rocket. But I'm kind of I'm waiting a little bit to do to basically hang on. Like, I'm trying to make it into like sort of like a mega base where it's not like I'm just building up just for the sole purpose of building a rocket. I'm trying to get it to the point where I'm going to send out like multiple rockets. So I'm doing a bunch of like, you know, expanding the base, getting a bunch of smelting done for different materials, and we should like last week or so, I finished the set of tasks that I had going for me. Well, except for like 2, but those have a couple of prerequisites. A couple of prerequisites I need to do first before I get to those. So those have to wait. Wait, did I do my sermon today? I think I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I just forgot. I already did my summon for today, that's what I thought. I just forgot. Back to fishing. The other save is basically in the same spot, but it has an extra set of mods called Angels mods, which basically do like a massive overhaul of the game's buildings and functions. So it introduces like different new ores that you have to like refine and work into actual iron, copper, and steel that the base game uses. And there's like different levels of buildings that you can make, different other materials that you have to make for those buildings, like cement bricks, and so on. And then like there's like Angel's Petrochem, which completely revamps the fluid systems in the game, where like in the base game it's like crude oil, like regular oil, which you can refine into heavy oil, light oil, and petroleum. In this new version, there is like 50 different liquids, 50 different gases you can make. You know, like oxygen, hydrogen. There's like sulfur. There's like sulfuric waste. There's fluoridic wastewater, which makes the sulfur and fluoride. There's like hydrochloric acid. There's like a lot of different things. It gets very complicated, and I'll be honest, that level of complexity does kind of go over my head a little bit. But what makes it really interesting to me is that just watching like the finished products going through, like, you know, you mine the raw ores, it gets, you know, crushed, refined out, refined some more, and then it gets melted down into like molten alloy that gets refined, and you finally get the final product of iron bars or steel bars or whatnot. That process is just really fascinating to watch personally. Which is why I like playing with it. Like, getting there is the hard part, but seeing the finished product is really nice. But yeah, I would definitely not recommend it if you don't like the complexity. I would just stick to the main game. And the third profile is, well, and see, the second one, the one I just talked about, it's like a basic version. It doesn't have like all the things necessarily, and it's kind of supposed to be a companion to another set of mods called Bob's Mods, which is also like an overhaul of the game, which I don't have on. It's kind of like what it's intended to be for. But there's an option for like an industry overhaul, which is kind of like the full experience, so to speak. I still intended to be played with Bob's Mods, but like, it includes it includes some, not all, but I think some of the functionalities of Bob Mods to give you like a more, I don't want to say interactive, but like, I guess immersive experience is the best word I can think of. And that's the newest one I made like a couple days ago. I had considered playing it, like streaming it, or at least recording like me playing through it, but I kind of don't want to, if that makes any sense. Like, this I'm kind of playing and streaming because I want you guys to watch, and hey, if people want to watch too, that's cool. But if I did that, that'd solely be almost like I want people to watch and be interested in seeing me casually just play through the game at my own pace. Although I would definitely give a warning that I definitely play slow. Like, not necessarily slow and methodical, I just like I get distracted watching things work or bleed out. Oh, and I'm not saying in every game, like, this, it's not a game that can't be streamed, because it totally can. And there are people who stream the game, either for a living and just do it as part of their rotation of playing games. But